This is Gerardo Del Real with Resource Stock Digest. Joining me today is the chairman and CEO of Standard Uranium, Mr. John Bay. John, how are you today?
I am doing very well, Gerardo. How you doing?
I am doing great. We have ourselves a uranium bull market that I think I've been a uranium bull for quite some time, and even I think that I was a bit conservative in my price targets. I said when uranium was $20 that I thought eventually it would overshoot to $200 a pound, and I thought we would have a violent uranium bull market that lasted anywhere between 18 and 24 months. And I think now that prediction is going to prove conservative looking at the setup. We have the uranium spot price firmly over the 100 level, and the utilities are just starting to creep
Mhm.
off the sidelines, right? So I want to talk standard uranium. I want to talk about why I wrote a check recently, and I'm a happy and excited shareholder. But before that, I have to get your take on the uranium space because I think your timing for what you have going is absolutely perfect.
Yeah, so look, I too am super bullish on where the uranium market's going. I mean, like yourself, we got into this space, a few years back. I mean, not only a few years, we started the company in 2017. And when we put it together, our goal was, look, we think uranium's in a rough spot right now, and we think it's going to be, 2 or 3 years before the market really starts to realize that uranium needs to be brought back in for a clean energy future. Now, we had a timeline of around 2020 where we thought it was going to move, and we were early, but it's okay because having 6 years to build out this company has really set us up beautifully for where we are today and what we're capitalizing on. And we can get into that on a bit more detail as we get into the company here. But yeah, we're extremely bullish. $100, like you said, we think that's a great price to be at, and I think we're going higher. So I'm not going to put a number on it, but I think we've got a lot of room to run here.
I couldn't agree more. For those that aren't familiar with you and the team, can you speak a bit to your involvement? And obviously, you mentioned coming into the uranium space and building a company. You know, frankly, you still only have a $16 million market cap. We know what happens in these markets, John, when you are successful in executing the business model. And we will get to the business model in just a second. But I can tell you, market cap is going to be a whole heck of a lot higher than 16 million if you're able to execute the way I think you will. But let's talk about the team just a bit because I think that's important.
Yeah, there's a few key. We've got a team of great exploration geologists for one. So I'll start there. So my right hand man is Sean Hilliker. He is our president and VP of exploration. Sean joined us in 2020 after spending 5 years at NextGen, where he was a geologist, and he actually did his master's degree on the Arrow deposit. Now we thought that was remarkable because our flagship Davidson River is right across the street. So at the time when we started Standard Uranium, I brought on a few key directors. One of those was a guy named Garrett Ainsworth, who was the VP of exploration of NextGen the week before. He left NextGen and he joined our team because he too knew the Davidson River project and he wanted to be a part of exploring that. Shortly after that, within a week, I brought on Neil McCallum. So Neil McCallum is still with the company as a director and our lead technical advisor. Those of you probably know Neil from his other involvement in other uranium endeavors, as well as his role with Darouge Geologic and his role with Patriot Battery Metals and the lithium side. So Neil is a remarkable 25 plus year veteran, and for those that don't know, he is really an expert in the uranium space. Another geologist we have on our board is Mike Young. So Mike Young, for those that have been in the space, he was a CEO and founder of Vimy Resources in Australia, and he ran that for 8 years before shifting out of that and joining our board about 2 years ago. So fantastic team of people that actually are uranium specifically focused, and that is so crucial when you're focused in the uranium market. There are so many other companies that have got no board or geologists that have any uranium experience. So looking at our team for a company, as you mentioned, sub 20 million market cap and where we're going, the team makes a huge difference.
Couldn't agree more. Let's get into what that team has been able to accomplish as far as bringing in a portfolio of quality assets with kind of a hybrid business model, right? I would love for you to touch on that, and I want to kind of dig in and dissect that a bit more detail here.
Yeah, so when we started the company, we built the company around our flagship project, which is the Davidson River project, which is still our flagship, and it's got huge home run potential, and we can get into that. But as the years progress, we continue to add more projects. when the market wasn't uranium hot. So we picked up some remarkable targets, specifically our Sundog project in the north near Uranium City, and then 3 projects on the eastern side of the basin, our Atlantic, Canary, and Ascent. Now, over the last 2 years, we've done 2 drill programs on Sundog, advanced that along, and we did all the geophysics and all the permitting and all the First Nations for those 3 eastern projects. So those are the flagship, the 5 big projects in the company right now. And then we've also staked, Corvo and Rocus in the last year and a half, and got plans to do some geophysics on those and get those drill ready for 2025. And then we staked another few projects. So we have 11 projects currently all in the Athabasca Basin. Some very early stage and some are all drill ready. And I'll say, I think we've made a few announcements already, but we're going to be exploring on 7 of those projects, and 5 of those will have drill programs in 2024. So super exciting time if you're a believer in, adding great value to the company with drill programs and making discoveries.
That's a lot of drilling. How is that parceled out, John, as far as how much of that will be specifically on the 100% owned flagships, and how much of it will be, partner funded essentially, right? Because you're able to do that really nimbly, and you do it better than most of the groups out there.
Yeah, so when we got into this situation about a year and a half, 2 years ago, we were looking at the space and thinking, look, we're getting our portfolio of projects is getting large, and we're not going to be able to fund exploration work we want to be doing on all those projects ourselves. So we started analyzing, the best way to go about creating sort of the hybrid project generator model, that is getting other companies to spend on our projects. And we pulled the trigger on that last summer, and we moved into that model. And we've been, our model is pretty simple. We are going to be the complete operators of all these projects. So our deals are a combination of the company we work with. They pay us cash, and they pay us in shares, and they pay us to operate the project. We run it from top to bottom. We actually arrange all the permits, arrange all the First Nations agreements. So the JV partner coming in, we have to, make sure that they're good people, they've got a good company, and they have the ability to raise cash and have cash. And they show up with those things, and then we run everything. So it's a remarkable model. Now, what are we doing? We've got, 7 projects being explored this year. We have got four projects that are going to be fully funded by our JV partners. So our Sundog, that's going to be a $1.5 million exploration program this year. Ascent, Canary, and Atlantic, they're going to be plus $1 million each, funded by our JV partners. And our Davidson River, our flagship, we're going to run that ourselves. So we're going to fund that 100% on our own and drive that one forward.
Looking forward to a critical and transformational 2024. I have to believe that given the network and the access that you have to quality projects, that you're likely still on the hunt for more. Would that be accurate? Is M&A something that's attractive to the company?
It's very accurate. Yeah. So we, as you can imagine, with the market being this hot, our phones are ringing off the hook, not only with, companies wanting to, work on our projects, but also companies that have got projects offering to us. So look, we have to be very careful that we manage our bandwidth. We've got, a team of 4 geologists in-house that are running everything. So I want to make sure that their plate is busy, but not overstretched. And look, as we continue to grow this company, we are going to be adding more members to our team as well. And not just the average, regional, generalist geologists. We're specifically hiring uranium-specific geologists with specific experience in Saskatchewan. And Sean Hilliker has got a great network of those people, and we are able to, we're building a really strong technically, and a group that works really well together. So adding those key parts, I can say we're getting a lot of inbound calls from other geologists that we know that may not be happy where they currently are, and they see our team as a great team to be a part of.
Excited to be a shareholder, excited for a busy 2024. Anything to add to that, John?
Yeah, I think for investors who are hearing our story for the very first time, it's great to understand that, look, the price of uranium spot price has moved up significantly. We're seeing the producers and the near-term producers, their share prices are moving up. But, those companies in that are the sub, 30 million market cap, they haven't really moved yet. So that is going to happen, I think, later in this year. So find companies that are that have got good projects, that are actually going to be doing the work, that have got experience with exploration, and find a few that you like and get invested now while the share prices are at a great point to get in.
Couldn't agree more. Thanks for the update. Look forward to chatting again soon.
You are welcome. Good talking to you, and we'll talk again real soon. Take care, Gerardo.
All right. Cheers, John. Hey everybody, Gerardo Del Real here. If you're enjoying the content that you just saw, you can let us know in 3 simple steps. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and please share across your network and on social media. Take care, everybody.